it's football, it's immigration, it is great food. No? No job. No school, no job. If there's no job and no school, then how do they afford to still sit at the cafe all day? And you feel protesting here in Marseille is going to affect that?
Bonjour, comme anglais. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Do you feel any racism towards you in France? Things are happening here. Things are going on. So let's go ahead and explore what is Marseille really like. We're going to go into football. We're going to go into food. We're going to head to one of the hoods here, see what the situation is like there. And we're going to explore the consequence or the headquarters of the Foreign Legion, one that we might argue is one of the most interesting armies that is situated here in Marseille as well. So let's go ahead without further ado and dive in to Marseille. All right, so we finished our coffee. In a proper French style, you have to get your day started with a good cup of coffee before you can head out and explore the city. That's what we're about to do now. But first, we're going to go and head to a place that can tell us more about the structural historical issues, or reasons I should say, to why there's so much immigration from North African countries and West African countries, Arabs and Africans coming to France. Specifically, many of them end up settling down in a city like Marseille. So let's go ahead and jump on a train and head to a town called Aubagne. To better understand the history behind immigration to France, I have come here to Aubagne, where the headquarters of the Foreign Legion lies. The Foreign Legion is a part of the French army, but it has certain autonomies separating it from the French army itself. One of the most interesting things about the Foreign Legion is that in the Foreign Legion anybody can enroll. It doesn't matter what your nationality is. You do not have to be French, as long as you swear to serve your loyalty to the Foreign Legion and to France. Légion étrangère, meaning the Foreign Legion in French. As I said, the Foreign Legion has a certain level of autonomy separating it from the French army itself. Yet it still operates under the command of the French president at any current time. Given that it has this autonomy, it also offers the French state a plausible deniability of the operations of the Foreign Legion. Over here we have some of the housing for some of the members of the Foreign Legion, some of the soldiers. Down here is a museum commemorating, showcasing the great achievements of the Foreign Legion, if you believe that is a thing. And the French state has never been shy to use this plausible deniability to deploy the Foreign Legion to missions that are questionable according to international war laws. Because via the Foreign Legion, France continues to disrupt many of these northwest African countries from which most of the immigrants that live here in France today came from originally. Countries that are also, as you know, former colonies of France. One might even argue that these countries are still de facto colonies of France, because France also controls the currency, the money, a money called the African franc, that 14 of their former colonies still use. When I say control, they literally have the reserves here in France. France controls the supply of the money, the value of the money. It is sold to these countries as a security because it is pegged to the euro. But France, as I say, control the exact value of it, the supply of it, and in many cases, when the Foreign Legion is deployed, is when one of the presidents of one of these 14 countries start going out of line, start talking about, hey, maybe my country should have its own money. Hey, maybe our country should be able to control our own economy. In countries like Mali, in countries like the Ivory Coast, the Foreign Legion has famously been deployed in missions to, on paper, help those countries fight against Islamic terrorism or just their civil wars that you had, for instance, in the Ivory Coast. So with France controlling the money and having the strongest army. The question is, are these countries really independent? So now that we have looked at the history of why there's so much immigration from Northwest Africa to France, let's go ahead and explore what Marseille is really like. Is it as dangerous as they say it is? There's only one way to find out. Now, we're back in the city and it's time to explore the real city, the full aspects of Marseille. But first, check out this spectacular view over the city as we walk out from the train station. We have the church over there, the Notre Dame, one of the hallmarks of Marseille itself. We have the ocean down here in front of us. I'm not sure how well it comes across on this camera. So without further ado, let's try and head to one of the hoods here in Marseille, which is where many of these immigrants that come to Marseille, it is where they start their new lives in France. Check out the view over here as well, down the stairs into the city. Beautiful, isn't it? Some of the architecture here is just absolutely next level. Check out the details here, these old statues, pillars here. It has to be from the Roman times. Up there we have the train station, this grand staircase walking up into the train station. So we've made it to the ghetto here. As you can see, some of the houses are definitely looking a lot more scrappy by now, like we have here on my left. To my right over there we have the typical ghetto blocks. But honestly, it feels super chill here. You can see that there must be something more to it than what meets the eye. But basically we just have a bunch of little baker shops like this one here behind me. Guys like this with trailers, little alleyways like that. It's not like much is really going on here that seems dangerous to at least the average person. You have a guy like that guy there that just, as soon as he sees the camera, turns the back to it. So I gotta probably watch out with the camera a bit here. Other than the rough look to the buildings as you see over here, especially these apartment buildings that we have to my right over there, that look really, really proper ghetto, the vibe here is pretty chill. You have these buildings like this, and you have these cafes where people are sitting, enjoying their Sunday. It is a Sunday, so maybe that plays into it as well, how calm and quiet it really is here. And here we have what seems to be a mosque. Yeah, definitely is. You can see the guys there taking off their shoes, walking in, so we have a little mosque here. Hello. High prevalence of Muslim population in this area. I think it's basically all Muslim population. And ironically, over here we have a police station on the other side of the road, in the middle of the hood. Can I ask you a few questions for a video I'm making?
No, I'm sorry, but I'm going to work.
Sorry?
I'm going to work.
You're going to work?
Yeah.
Can I ask your colleague maybe?
The same.
Just a few questions about what it's like to be a policeman in Marseille and the neighborhoods here and what life is like.
We go.
You go?
Now, yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good day. So the police doesn't want to talk. They're probably, I can imagine it's a tough job to be a policeman in an area like this. And maybe they don't want to put their face on camera. As you can see, we've got kids out on their scooters, a little kid on the bike over here. We've got the men just hanging out in the square over there. But really, I gotta say, compared to some of the areas I saw more in the central area of Marseille, with drug vendors all over the street, drug dealers on every corner basically, and loads of them, those areas seemed a lot more dangerous. The thing is, this area here is called Pieds, and in Marseille there's basically a big gang war going on, a big drug war going on, with the Algerian mafia called the DZ fighting to take control over Marseille more and more. And they are living in these types of areas, but check this out, like over here it's still ghetto-y with these covers up from front of the windows and so on, but generally it's super chill here. I mean, compared to some of the hoods, the barrios that we've been in South America, it looks like a luxury apartment, this one over here. But yeah, as I was saying, Over the last couple of years, murders or homicides linked to drug trafficking and narcos have been skyrocketing here in Marseille, growing 50% from 2022 to 2023, with 48 murders in a year linked to the narco trafficking business, linked to the gangs. And when the numbers for 2024 come out later this year, we can imagine that we will be way above that, probably another 50%, closer to 80, 90 murders this year, the past year of 2024, meaning that we are now coming to a point in Marseille where murders linked to narco trafficking is becoming more than once a week, a frequent occurrence. This is how you can tell it's a bit of a ghetto as well, how dirty it is on the roads here, on the streets here. Even though there is a rubbish bin right there, it seems pretty dirty, or it is pretty dirty. Let's see if we can find a tea or something to drink here at one of these cafes. Tunisia? Oui. Restaurant Tunisia? This one?
Oui, oui.
Here?
Oui.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Is your restaurant?
I speak English, but little.
No.
Little.
Little. Your restaurant?
No.
No. What is the best food here? Tunisian food?
Food, coffee,
Uh-huh.
food.
Fast food, Tunisia, no? Tunisian?
Tunisian.
Tunisian, here.
Yeah.
What is the best? The best food?
Food.
Which one? I should try. Let's see what this guy is going to recommend. Sandwich. Drinks. Let me take a Coca-Cola. What? Tunisian drink? Yes, we try that.
Yes.
You Tunisian?
Algeria.
Algeria. Oh, okay. Do you live in Marseille? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You from Marseille? Born Marseille?
I'm from Marseille.
Okay. My name is Sebastian. How long you been in Marseille?
Yeah.
You born here?
Here.
Okay.
I love Marseille.
You love Marseille?
I love Marseille.
Very good. Check it out. We've got some cakes. We've got a bunch of sandwiches, all Tunisian style. Let's get into this sandwich here. It looks pretty good. It looks like basically like a pita type of thing. But obviously the Tunisian version. Let's take a look inside. Inside we have chicken, very basic, but this seems to be probably the hood food. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the name is. Man, I'm spilling all over here. Check it out. It seems to be the hood food. The food of the common man, if you will. The taste is very similar to a doner kebab of the bread. It's a lovely bread. These Algerians, Tunisians, they make the most delicious bread. I don't know how I can get any of this food that you see on the sign there behind me. Maybe they don't serve that at this moment in time. Let's try this. Supposed to be Tunisian drink. It says it's with apples and some other thing. Okay, cherries. That's what it is. Apples and cherries. Wow. Okay, it tastes like a cherry juice basically. Very refreshing. But I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of cherry in general. It has this like synthetic marzipan type of taste. This is the name of it. Anybody in the comment tell me what's actually in here, but I'm pretty sure this is a cherry drink. Can I ask?
But Mohammed, no.
Mohammed speaks English. How is life in this area in Marseille? Life? It's good? No good. Why not?
But Algeria, Marseille.
It's better in Algeria.
Algeria, Marseille.
But you live here? Okay.
No job.
No job.
No job.
There's no
No
jobs
school.
here.
No school.
No school, no job.
No
Okay.
job.
You born here?
Coffee, coca, البيت.
All day?
No job. انتم بخدم قهوة عليكم.
All day just
ذاك في الكاميرا.
cafe. I make a video about Marseille. No. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay. You have a good day. So they did not want to talk on camera. But as you can see, he's saying life here is no good. There's no jobs, no school, They just sit around at the cafe drinking coffee and these Coca-Cola drinks, this Tunisian cherry drink all day. You can put two and two together and imagine what they're probably doing. If there's no job and no school, then how do they afford to still sit at the cafe all day? Probably, I don't want to be judgmental, but probably they are in the gangs that control this area here. Because as you see, as you notice there at the cafe, at all the little cafes around here in the area, there are literally no French people. When I say French, ethnically French. He's saying life is better in Algeria, which leads me to ask the question, then why is he living here then? If life is so much better in Algeria. I think that's the story for most of the men here, most of the young men. Lots of them are resorted to just basically make a living in the gang life because it's the only way that they can make a living. It is sad, like that is the reality here in these types of areas of a city like Marseille, that it is a struggle. It's a struggle for them to find jobs, to find a future. So if they don't have that available to them, then the only available option that's left becomes to join one of the gangs. So as I'm walking back into the center, look what we've come across. Basically a market. Basically a market here. Check this out. Oh! Someone seems to be in a fight there. I don't know what there's going on here. As you'll notice, none of them fighting in French.
Interdit le caméra.
No?
Interdit le caméra.
Okay.
Eh oui, interdit. Fais,
No?
éteins-le.
You can't film inside? In market?
Caméra, non.
Camera in market, no?
Non, caméra, non.
No?
Caméra.
Okay. Why not?
Non.
Why not?
Tu es YouTuber?
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Video about Marseille.
Combien follow?
Okay.
T'as follow?
Yeah, sure.
Combien? T'as compris parce que la police.
The police.
Contrefaçon.
Ah,
Pas original.
not original. Yes.
Comme ça,
Like Bassa.
Quand on regarde les gens,
Uh-huh.
top. Bienvenue.
Merci.
De rien.
Merci. Okay, I pass.
Thank you.
So I'm not sure how much you got of that. How much I got on the camera of that. But basically they don't want me to film in here because all of it is counterfeit goods. All of it is fake. Fake markets, fake market brands. I'll see how much we can get. As you see over there, all Arab stuff, all typical, I don't know what they're called, these beautiful dresses that the Arabian women wear. As you can see here, the suits as well. 80 euros it said. That is very cheap for a suit. It seems we have a food stall down here selling pizzas yet again. The pizza thing that we were talking about with the guy out in the hood. You see there, all fake goods. It is just like, it literally feels like I'm back in Istanbul when you're walking through a bazaar like that. That is wild and crazy. Look at it here. 20 euros for all these dresses for the Muslim women. Oh. And there's just shops everywhere here. Blankets, little things for the women, for the kids, all sorts of things like that. It's a beautiful vibe here at the market. Just don't come here with a camera. Bloody hell, I thought he was gonna punch me for a second there or push me over. I think the mood had just soured because someone had a fight there as I was walking in. And probably on the outside here, it is also mostly counterfeit goods. That is another business that is huge here, apparently. Algeria, Marseille, and Brazil. One doesn't feel at home here. Two do. Check it out there. The Arc of Triumph of Marseille. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like the Arc of Triumph in Paris. Seems like there's some sort of demonstration going on there as well. This lad here, the old man seems pretty fired up about something. Here we have the Arc of Triumph, La République Marseille reconnaissante. I don't know what the last word means, but obviously the Marseille Republic, basically. And as you see, it is all Palestinian flags that they're flying over here. There seems to be some pro-Palestine sort of demonstration that's going on over there. Over here, we've got more of these guys just sitting around doing nothing. I passed here the other day, first day when I was just scouting around, probably because it's Sunday. Maybe even the drug traffickers also take a Sunday off. Now check it out here. We have the whole protest. Algerian flags, Palestinian flags, anti-capitalist flags. How big is this demonstration? We have even got some white people in there as well. It's not all Arab. Obviously, in a country or in a town like this, where there's loads of Arabs around, Palestine has lots and lots of support. But I would say, why don't we worry more about creating a great future for yourself here in France, where you live today, than protesting for a cause that you cannot affect anyways. Focus on what you can actually affect, which is your immediate present. Are you from Marseille?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I am very, very from Marseille, but I'm looking for my wife. She's on a rolling chair, wheelchair.
Wheelchair.
I think she's
I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions. I'm making a video for YouTube about Marseille in general. So
You
yeah.
can ask him also.
Okay. You speak English as well?
Yeah, better than me.
You're what? I'm Irish. You're Irish. What are we protesting for today?
We are protesting for humanity and preserving life in Gaza and against the impunity of Israel.
Okay.
Complicity of our government
Uh-huh.
in a genocide,
Yes.
which is a serious question, right?
And you feel protesting here in Marseille is going to affect that?
I'm not so sure, but this is the least we can do, right?
Yeah.
So, because it's happening everywhere in the world, I think it's important to show that the population, people, are not, how do you say, are against what is happening.
Yes.
And that we are all concerned.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure about the efficacy or the fact that but we feel so helpless. This
Yeah.
is terrible.
You're from Marseille, born and raised,
Yeah, more or less. I'm adopted.
but grown up in Marseille.
Not really. I grew up in Morocco.
In Morocco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're Moroccan or French?
I'm half Moroccan and half French.
Okay.
So that's why I'm from the world.
What is life like in Marseille? Obviously, Marseille is portrayed to the outside as being like Europe's most dangerous city. Supposedly lots of immigrant issues about integration and crime in the city. What is your perception of that?
I love Marseille because maybe it's one of the last city where the center is still popular and indeed multicultural.
Popular, you mean by as like
People,
the people?
yeah, not rich people, working class, yeah.
Okay. in
And
the
this
center.
is becoming rare in Europe. In
It is-
general, the center of the cities are more like rich people and deserted. And in Marseille, we have still those markets where you have a lot of immigrants, indeed, in the center. This is why I love Marseille, besides the climate.
And what would you say about, do you ever feel in danger in Marseille, like some people say?
No, never. I feel at home.
So you don't think there's many issues around the immigration theme as general here?
Issues, there are some, but these are social issues.
Yes.
It's not about immigration.
No.
It's about the politics and the
I was just out in one of the more hood areas called Pieds.
Yeah.
And I spoke to a couple of guys there, and what they told me there was like, the issue is for them that there's basically no jobs and no schools for them. So my thing would be, wouldn't it be more effective to demonstrate against causes that you can affect in your own city?
We do. I think it's all related. What's happening in Gaza, it's related to the type of measure, social measure we are suffering here in France. All this propaganda against immigration in whole Europe, it's all related.
Yeah.
It's capitalism, basically.
How is it capitalism?
It's against the interest of the people. It's for the interest of an elite. It's all about money. So where money is more important than people and humanity.
Okay.
So when your priority is more humanity, the well-being of people, then you change the system.
You feel it's all connected somehow with Palestine and Israel to immigration issues, the popularity of something like Front National here in France.
Yeah, for me it's all related.
Okay.
When you fight against, for example, racism in France, then you should be concerned about what's happening in Gaza and also about the rise of the far right in Europe in general.
Yeah.
And, we are in a bad situation. I think we should really.
You think so?
I hope that we will be able to change this. Youth is fundamental here.
Or explain to me how your response to people saying immigration makes them scared of the loss of their culture in their own countries.
Yeah, but so we always had immigration, right?
Yes.
So those people who are talking about culture is made, should evolve in any case.
Yeah.
We cannot stay with our culture of 1 century ago. So it can evolve also with these people coming from outside. I think it's beautiful. And the fact that it's related to capitalism, this discourse, we are very happy to have immigrants when we need them.
Yeah.
Right? For work.
Yeah.
And in bad situations, in bad conditions. But it's very convenient to have all this propaganda to divert from essential things. For example, retirement in France.
Yeah.
We struggled against the new law, and this concerns everyone. And it's not about immigration, it's about social measures.
That's where Europe has an issue in general, because Europe is old. And we have this socialist system with a pension system that we have too many old people and we need young people to pay for that pension system, right? So that's where immigration comes in. You kind of need somehow to raise the young population that can work and pay for the older population.
We have the money to pay retired people.
And did you come over during the whole troubles in Ireland?
No, well, I came here when the troubles were, they weren't ending, but it was after the worst period, really.
Okay.
The famous hunger strikes were over. But, shit. The atmosphere during the hunger strikes wasn't good. So it was one of the reasons why we left.
And how have you found it? As settling into life, and how has Marseille and France changed during the time since the 80s when you came here?
Marseille hasn't really changed very much. There's a higher proportion of immigrants now than there was in the 80s, and there have never been what you call race riots, and that is riots between police and Arabs, or between Arabs and white people, or whatever. There have never been.
But you have increasingly more of it here, right?
More what?
Of those raise riots when
But not in Marseille, no.
there was, what was it, last year, some young guy was unjustly shot up in Paris, and there was riots all over France, wasn't there?
Yeah, but that was a different question. That was a question of justice or whatever. It wasn't. It wasn't for racism.
That's what I'm saying.
D'une terre libre qui renaît dans chaque battement, c'est la clameur d'un peuple qui ne se taira jamais, car il porte en lui ce souffle sacré, indestructible, inaltérable, et c'est là, dans ce cri qui retentit, l'ultime vérité. Alhamdulillah. Notre foi est une arme. Alhamdulillah.
So there you go. That's the feeling of why we're protesting here today, of why they are protesting here today, I should say. Right, so we've made it to Le Vieux Port, the old harbour. As you can see here, a beautiful harbour. It is the tourist hotspot of Marseille. Check it out up there. We have the church sitting up on the hill, looming large over the city. The church we saw earlier this morning. Now, to round off from the demonstration there, what I said to the lady when she asked me afterwards what was my opinion, is basically you have to have your own place in order before you should start worrying about things, issues that you cannot influence, which was one of my questions to her, right? Don't you think you should focus more on issues going on in your local vicinity rather than issues going on hundreds of kilometers away from here that you have no influence over anyways? Focus on you as an individual. If I am in a good spot, if I'm happy, if I'm doing well, if I'm prosperous, I'm more likely to influence other people in a good way, and I'm more likely to be able to help other people and take care of other people. And the same goes for city level and country level, in my opinion. You should fix your own city first. You should fix your own country and the issues you have going on in one's own country before you start worrying about issues in places that you cannot influence. Here in your own city, you can influence what's going on. Here in your own country, you can influence what's going on. The vibe here is beautiful. People just sitting around, having a great time, listening to some music. A couple of street vendors over there, a couple of ladies doing braids on people's hair. We have this sort of installment over there with a mirror on top. And with that said, from the tourist hotspot, I'm going to head out of here back to the area where I started this morning, hoping to be able to find a lovely French experience there, watching Olympique Marseille, the football team, and eating some beautiful French food. Check it out. Let's head up that way. How are you?
It's not beautiful French food, it's local southern food here.
Yeah.
Fresh fish. Where are you from?
Denmark.
Oh, Denmark. You got a very good English accent. Well,
Thank you.
You eat fish in Denmark too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's different fish.
Prepared in a different way, yeah.
That's right. You're
Exactly.
on holiday.
I'm on holiday. I'm doing sort of a video about Marseille, every aspect of it, from the immigration, from is it as dangerous as they say it is, to the food, to the football.
It's not probably not more dangerous than Copenhagen or whatever.
Okay.
You know, every big town
Yeah.
has got its down and its upside.
Exactly.
Don't go to the north.
The northern suburbs is where there's drug trafficking, and that's where the problem is.
And it depends whether it's by day or by night.
Yeah.
If you're by night here, there could be some whatever, like any big towns.
You guys live here?
No. We live about an hour away.
Okay.
We've just been to the opera to see a very rare opera here.
Nice.
They've got a good opera house.
That sounds great.
Yeah. But you know,
Was it good?
It was great. It was something actually which they reproduced.
Very rarely. It's called
This guy.
For
Sigurd
the
Rea.
100th anniversary of the inauguration of the opera.
So how is your take on the whole situation with the growth of Front National and the immigration issues here in France? And
it's like everywhere, really.
and all this.
To be honest with you,
It's just something blown up by the media. As
Yeah.
far as I can
well,
tell.
I mean, look here, for instance, the mixture, the enrichment of the culture.
Yeah.
It's a port, right? But if we had somebody like Trump in charge of this town or in charge of France,
Oh my God.
forget it. You would have ghettos like in the 50s.
Yeah. But you have ghettos here, right? As
No,
well,
we don't.
up in the north. Not in the
They're
same
not
way as we have in
ghettos.
other places of the world.
They're
That
not
was
ghettos.
my impression. I went to one earlier today.
You know, you always have economic ghettos.
Yeah.
If you have money, you live in certain places. If you don't have money, it's the same everywhere.
They're not racial ghettos.
They're not racial ghettos.
No.
Except in the poorer places, you get a bigger proportion of...
Where I went earlier, it was pure, all Algerian, Tunisian, Arab and African. It's like racial ghetto, right?
Because they had to live in places where they could afford to live.
Yeah.
That's more like that, you see.
Yeah.
But...
One last question. What do you recommend to eat tonight?
To eat tonight? Do you like fish?
I love fish, yeah.
So fish soup, perhaps?
Fish soup,
bouillabaisse is expensive. I tell you what's good too. They do octopus tentacles, which are grilled.
That sounds good.
Fresh octopus.
Well, there's a local dish which is neat. It's a bit special. It's called Pieds et Paquete.
Pieds et Paquete.
Yeah.
It's feet. Pieds.
Okay.
And
from the lamb.
Is it the stomach of the sheep?
Okay, that sounds funky.
And it's stewed for a long time.
Yeah.
It's stuffed actually.
It's
like
a speciality from the region.
It's stuffed inside with minced meat, and then you've got the lamb sort of meat around, which makes it like a parcel.
Okay.
And the parcel is stewed for a long time. It's called pieds, like pieds, the foot feet.
Yeah.
Paquets, because that's what's stuffed.
P-I-E-D-S, pieds.
Yeah.
And repeat, paquet.
What a lovely couple of guys those guys were. We really do catch the whole spectre of people that live in this region today. They did say they didn't live in Marseille, they live about an hour out. But wow, that is literally the whole spectre. From the hood to posh people going to the opera, everybody is here in Marseille. By the way, check out yet another fantastic piece of architecture. The Palais de Justice, which I think, if I'm not wrong, means the Palace of Justice, or probably more better translated to the High Court. Allez, l'Olympique Marseille. This is the religion here in Marseille. So let's try and find a place up there, a proper French food. After looking around, we have finally found a place to sit, and we have had a serving of France's national drink, a popular drink here in Marseille as well, pastis. I'm not sure if it's actually from Marseille, but I see a lot of people drinking it here. Let's have a go. It's basically an anise drink, and you pour a bit of water in there. Woo! And it is a very lovely anise taste. And you just water it down with that water, so it's not completely strong, pure liquor. You don't drink this pure, it's always with water. So I've been given my water bottle and my serving of pastis, which was here, and you just pour a bit of water in it and you have a sip. It's basically like if you've ever been to Turkey or to Greece, they have ouzo over there, right? It's a similar drink to that, but the color is different, but it's in that ballpark, if you know what I'm saying. Here we go.
Comme ça.
Comme ça.
Okay.
Okay, so it's once again pieds
et paquet.
Pieds et Paquete. Foot of lamb. Lamb foot cooked in its lamb stomach. Okay.
Yes. It's good. It's
How much time to prepare?
Si.
¿Cuánto tiempo para preparar?
Voilà. 36 heures.
36.
36 heures.
35.
36, yes.
Okay, 35 hours to prepare.
Yes.
Lovely. Okay, I'll have a go, thank you. So check it out. We literally get a little pot like this with Pieds de Paquete, which is this food. So I guess I'm supposed to just serve it out of here. As you see, we've got a stick of what's called rosemary, and here we have these little, basically it looks like dumplings. This is going to be interesting to try. Our food has been served into the dish itself, into the plate itself. Now, there's only one thing to do. Let's see how it actually tastes like. Let's try the broth first. So 35 hours of, oh my God, that's good. Wow, that is delicious. Let's try and dive in to one of these dumplings. Let's cut one of them open, see what it's like on the inside here. This is what it looks like on the inside. Let's dip it in the sauce and have a go. Wow, that's good. That is basically like a warm, hearty broth that this is served in, the sauce here. And then just these dumplings. That is delicious. Let's have a little taste of the red wine here as well. Smells good. Wow. Very good. Très bon. That is life in it. Sitting on a footwalk cafe in the middle of Marseille, enjoying local French or local Marseillaise food. Just having a glass of red. I am gonna savor this. My God, that's good. Oh, there comes the light. Bon appétit. Oh my God. Pieds de Paquete. Put that on your list. Fuck me, that was good. Bloody hell. Now, it's time to watch the game. Time to watch the match. Belgique? Ah, okay. Only Belgian beer. Okay. Okay, I'll try a duvel. A pint. And explain to me, what does Marseille, Olympique Marseille, signify to the city of Marseille? What does Olympique Marseille signifier à Marseille, for the city of Marseille?
It's a lifestyle.
YouTube. For him and for the city.
Pour toi et pour la ville. It's a heart, so the opium.
First city.
It's like religion for you. And Marseille scores. On goal, I think. What the fuck is the lad doing? Check that out. Merci beaucoup. And we've been served a pastis to celebrate the victory. The national drink, or the city drink of Marseille. Chin chin, salut. For the victory of Marseille. Unfortunately, there's not as many people as I'd hoped here in the bar today, but the people that are here are absolute fucking legends. This bartender here, oh my God, he is a wonderful, wonderful lad. Salut, chin chin, Marseille. What do we make of the match today? They play good? No?
Bad game for my team.
But Marseille won. Marseille won. The season, it's good, it's bad, it's comme ci comme ça. Comme ci comme ça.
Pascal, je vais t'en prendre une dernière.
There we go. I will see you guys tomorrow. But we will explore more of those market areas. Yeah! Allez, Marseille!
Allez l'OM! Les ultras, les ultras!
Allez. Tomorrow we'll explore more of the city of Marseille. All right, it is the next morning. The city is waking up. And I'm just about to head in to one of these markets that I was talking about yesterday, where we have a bunch of foreigners all selling, a bunch of immigrants, original immigrants, people from non-French ethnicity, shall we say, selling all sorts of fruits and produce. They have their restaurants, their businesses here, and there's also other sorts of produce being sold here, if you know what I'm saying. And it's literally like a little snippet of being back in Istanbul or something like that. sellers, vendors screaming out what they are offering in all sorts of languages that I don't know what they are, probably mostly Arabic, Algerian, whatever they speak. Fruits and vegetables, beautiful produce, tomatoes, capsicums, aubergines, oranges. How are you? How are you? English. Tunisia?
Oui,
Okay.
Algérien.
Algerian?
Algérien et Tunisien.
Yeah, I'm making a YouTube vlog.
YouTube.
About how do you understand English a little
Ouais,
bit? Yes.
Marseille.
Understand English?
English.
I'm
Australia.
asking, I'm making a video about immigration and all these sort of things.
Money, immigration, look.
Can I come around and talk to you?
Come. Algeria.
Okay. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm Sebastian.
Voilà, Sébastien. Morocco?
Morocco?
Morocco.
Morocco?
Tunisia.
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 Algeria.
Algeria?
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh? He doesn't look like Bangladesh. And you?
Palestine.
Palestine. Okay.
Many people of many countries.
Uh-huh. How have you found settling into France? Are you born in France or did you immigrate to France?
No, I live in France. So
You're born in France?
My father and my mother, he come in immigration in France.
Okay.
From Algeria.
Uh-huh.
And in this place,
yes,
there are many people of immigration.
Yeah.
And not paper.
And how? No paper?
Not for all people.
Not for all people. And how is life in Marseille as people from immigrant backgrounds? How is life integrating into France?
If I good understand, so
integration à France.
Yes,
how is it's good? It's difficile.
No, but it's between difficult and easy because for many person he come in France in the mind to work and over he come for not good mind.
When he comes to France,
voilà,
the mind changes.
Voilà, the mind changes and the money enter in the mind and it's not good.
And that's what you see with the guys on the streets here.
Yes. After, in the generally, there are many people have a good immigration, but bad immigration.
Many good and many
yes.
bad. How is the reception of the French, the ethnically French people towards you? I'm thinking about you have the popularity of these people like Front National. Do you feel any racism towards you in France? Marseille is cosmopolitan,
voilà.
And people from not Marseille always talk about there's some issues with immigration, and then I'm making a video to try and understand the situation better from all perspectives.
No, Marseille
I've asked many people these types of questions.
Marseille is better because it's a big city, and there are many people of different origin.
Yes.
And all people live in the peace for help together.
Help each other.
You understand?
I understand.
So
like a brotherhood.
I help these people, and in return he help me.
Okay.
And in Marseille we are a good mind.
Bonjour, en anglais. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Fantastic. Is it your business?
Yes, fruit and legume. And me, I recoup.
Yes. And you take over the business.
Take a business on my father.
From your father.
We work 6 days in 7.
Always here. In
the
this
Monday at Saturday.
Yes.
Starts at 2 a.m. of morning.
Really?
Yes, because if it's necessary to come with the camion, the big car, for
the truck.
Yes, for exit the table,
loading
the balance, etc. After we go with the big car to Les Arnavaux for grossists, and at 6 a.m. We back in this place for discharge fruit and legume, install in the table, and work.
Exactly.
And finish at 7 p.m.
So you do like sail trips for
Yes.
people, for tourists in the
Yeah,
summer.
exactly.
To these islands. Oh, okay. So that's your other business.
Yes.
So you're really
RM
doing
boats.
RM boats.
Look Frioul. It's Island in the Marseille.
Yeah,
Look.
yeah. Nice.
It's very good.
That is beautiful.
It's a beautiful island.
You're smashing it, man.
The name of
No, your name.
Anis.
Anis.
Yes.
Okay, Anis.
Yeah.
Me, Sebastian.
Enchanté, Sébastien.
Enchanté.
Là, c'est la boucherie Maraval.
So we're going to try and do a little promotion video for your
Only meat.
meat.
Only meat.
So this guy. So you're working with these guys here as well.
Very good.
The best meat.
We have
Sausages.
promotion. We are all type of meat,
Uh-huh.
products,
Products.
poisson,
Cordon bleu.
cordon bleu. Tu vois?
The classic French ones as well.
Yes.
Olive oil.
Yes.
The
We
best
of
oil
olive.
of Algeria or something?
It's of Algeria, yes.
Okay. Ah, yeah.
Yes.
The Algerian flag. Here. There we go. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, very good. Denmark.
Denmark?
Ah, oui.
Yeah, me, I live here in a horse. You know a horse?
How?
A horse.
Aarhus.
Aarhus.
Yeah, yeah. You've been living there?
Yeah.
Really?
I have two years.
Sir?
Yeah, with
2 years?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Tunisia.
Tunisia?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I work here.
This is your shop, or
Yeah.
you just work?
It's good. It's
Ah, okay. You like it better in Marseille than
I
Aarhus?
come back here.
Both of them port cities,
Yes,
but
yes,
much warmer
Yeah,
here.
it's different.
The weather here,
It's good,
the
yeah.
weather here is much better.
It's very good. We go with the disco with them. But very good. For down, for country, it's very good. I know.
How has been the difference, the main difference between Denmark and France?
This?
Uh-huh.
Denmark is European.
Yeah.
It is European.
I think I found the best person to talk to in the whole market here, Anis.
Yes. Today I present you, my friends. Present you.
My name is Sebastian, coming from Denmark.
Voilà.
You can find me on YouTube on PilgArt Explores, the traveling Viking.
Voilà. It's my very friends, and he come with camera for vlog.
For vlog, we're making a video.
Noailles, Marseille. Voilà. Thank you, Sébastien.
Allez.
Euro, 1 euro, 1 euro, 1 euro, 1 euro, 1 euro. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's cheap for France.
Voilà, yes.
For France, cheap.
Yeah.
I think I will keep heading on.
Thank you very much.
Boucherie
Maraval,
Maraval.
yes.
This is where you can get Marseille's best food or best meat.
Ah, yeah, yes.
Okay.
Okay, bah écoute, last
You have a good day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. What a great guy we met there. Anis. There you go. That is an immigrant who is making things happen here. He's got his number of different businesses, selling his fruits and vegetables, selling tours in the summer. Absolutely beautiful what he's doing there. And now, check it out here. We have this street here where we can find what I'm hoping to find here. I saw someone selling dates. What is that?
Arriba.
What is that? Arriba. Would you like dates?
Arriba camparatita de
What does that mean? Where are you from? Nationality?
Arab.
Arab.
Algérien.
Algeria. Also Algeria. Okay. Many
Parlez
Algeria.
arabe? Non, parlez arabe.
Danois.
Danemark.
Danois, espagnol et anglais.
Anglais. Non, anglais.
Arab? Not yet.
Il faut prendre arabe.
You speak Arab?
Wow.
Oh, I go here. They have dates here, fresh dates. Let's get one of these packets here. Le prix? Huh? Deux. Okay. I take one over here. Okay. Check it out here as well. All these delicious dried fruits here. But my personal favorites are the dates. All right, and there we go. With our dates purchased, we are basically ready to call it an end on this video. I'm sure you could notice over there on the market square there were those guys hanging out on the corner. I think we've got some of them coming up here as well. At least we see the shoe lines hanging on the power lines up there, or the shoe. What would you say? The pair of shoes hanging on the power lines up there on the top. If you know, you know what that means. And guys who are standing underneath those, are not selling dates. Let's just put it like that. They were here the other day when I came, but they were standing literally right here underneath it. As you see, right up there are those shoes on the power lines. You probably saw them at the marketplace there with Anis. That's why he was saying, he was kind of touching on it, but he doesn't want to say it too much, of course, because these guys are also his friends. But what he was saying with, people come here with a good mind, with the idea to work, but when they arrive here in France, the mind changes and they start to think too much about money. And yeah, that basically means they start to get involved in the drug trafficking. This also ties back to what we were talking about with the people in the hood yesterday, that there's no jobs here. It's difficult to find jobs, apparently, according to those guys there. So if it is difficult to find jobs and you need money, which you obviously do, what is your other option? But that being said, as one guy told me yesterday in the bar when we were watching the game, the drug dealer is not interested in causing trouble. He won't go ahead and hit you. They won't go ahead and rob you or anything like that. They just want to offer you their produce, just like any other salesman does. But like any other salesman, they don't want to cause trouble to their potential customers. Only if you start getting related into that world, you can expect danger to happen to you. The concerning thing about Marseille is obviously the trend in growth of these homicides, as I was talking about earlier in the video. That is the most concerning thing, but will I come here again? Absolutely. This city has been great. I basically, as you've seen in the video, have been treated very well by all locals that I've met so far in this trip. So, with that said, leave your comments below. What do you think of the video? What do you think about these issues? If you're from Marseille, what do you think about the situation? If you're from France, what do you think about the situation? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.